Hey y'all, I'm Rylan. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to talk about annotating and how I do it and why I do it. Let me adjust the camera. I feel like I'm always doing this in my videos. I think it's kind of crooked. That might be better. But yes, I have been annotating since last year. Never used to write in my books, never used to put tabs in them, but something changed in me, especially when I started reading romance more consistently, and I decided that it was something that I wanted to start doing, especially when it came to that genre. The only genre really that I do tab is romance. Sometimes fantasy if I feel like I'm going to really love the book and want to dedicate myself to it, but mostly it's just the physical romance books that I have, and even then it's not every book. It's mostly just books that I get this feeling about, or like it's not one that I plan to unhaul after I finish it, and things like that. If I know that I'm going to love a book, or if I have a really strong suspicion that I will, I'll tab it. If I don't end up loving it, then I will unhaul it with the tabs in it, and people still tend to take the books even if somebody else has tabbed them. I think a lot of people like that personal touch when they buy or like get used books, so I do unhaul them even if I do tab them. I don't write in my books a ton, but there have been a couple of books in which I have underlined quotes, drawn in the margins and things like that. One that really comes to mind is A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. This is a young adult contemporary, and it's so sad and so beautiful, and I've written in the special edition copy that I have of it. I don't have it here with me. I wish that I did, or else I would show y'all, but there are underlines throughout the book. There are some doodles and some question marks and things like that in it, but that's not something that I feel super comfortable doing with all of the books that I have, so I do it very, very rarely. But anyway, I did kind of want to talk about my annotating key that I use. I do have a specific color for every emotion or thing that I'm looking to tab in books, so I have them always written on the margins of whatever tabs that I'm using. My books, when I read them, tend to look like this in the end. The only book that I have here and at home that is tabbed is Priest, so I'm using this as an example. But so this is the book. Sorry, I got a notification. So this is the book, and then the tabs are very colorful throughout it, and they don't stick out too far. I used to have them probably about, I don't know, halfway out of the book so you could see them clearer, but I didn't like the way that it looked after I did that a couple of times, so I switched to having them barely noticeable on the side of pages of the book. But I always love how colorful my books get once I do tab them. It just looks so good, especially when they're lined up next to each other with the pages facing out. I kind of like having them sit like this sometimes when they are tabbed, just because it's really fun looking at everything that stood out to me in the book. I have recently swapped over to this new tab. Before, I was buying the same colors every single time, which was totally fine, but I've really started getting into this one pack that I have. Let me go find the other tabs really fast because it will be easier to explain what I was talking about. So I've recently swapped over to multi-colored tab packs, I guess is what you would call them. So each like thing is a different color versus you getting 4 of the same set of tabs together. So I try to just use one for each book. I used this set for Priest, and I didn't use all of them, which was really good. I did restock on these, so I'll have more of this color tone in the next couple of days, hopefully, for the next book that I read. But anyway, so each time that I start using one of these, I do take the time to tab or to mark what each tab is going to be for. And then this is kind of a new thing that I've started doing, but I also take the time to, in the title page or the first page of the book that I'm using the tabs for, I will write my key in it as well. Not necessarily because I need to remember. I know what most of these mean after finishing the book because I've just used them so many times, but I kind of liked having this little key in it, especially if anybody ever borrows the book or if I end up unhauling it someday, which I hopefully will not be, but I kind of like having this distinction in the front of the book as well for what all these colors mean throughout the book. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tabs or 10 colors in each set. I use the same keywords for like every tab set. So like these are identical, like the words that I have on the side, because like, first of all, I can't think of any other emotion or thing that I might want to put on here. And I don't really think that I need more than 10 colors per book. So just gonna go from, in this case, purple down to this dark blue. I love the purple set, especially because I'm going to be using these, this is a random side note, to read Her Shadows, His Secrets, and I feel like they just match perfectly, so I love it. So anyway, in order from top to bottom, I have spice, happy, important, question marks, like what, or things I was confused about. Then I have funny moments, sad moments, relatable moments, normally between the characters. And then this blue one right here, it says character content, but really I mean that for like anything that the character does that I think is really cool, or like a line that they say that I think is amazing, or things like that. Quotes, which are things that like, you know, tweak my heart a little bit, and then things that make me angry / annoyed. Normally this has to do between like character interactions or things that the author chooses to do that kind of annoys me, or something in the plot that ticks me off, things like that. So it's nothing super crazy or complicated, I don't think. When it comes to my tabs and my tabbing style, I don't think about it too much as I actually start reading a book. I don't like super pay attention to making sure that it's lined up straight on the page. I don't want it to be like, you know, totally crooked, but I don't think about it too hard once I actually start tabbing. I mostly just do it to help me point out the things that really stick out to me, the things that I love or am upset about or relate to in the book, because once I'm done with it, I can easily flip through it and find my favorite parts again, or find the quotes that I liked and easily be able to pull them out and remember them for future reference. So that's basically how / why I tab. I think it's a really great system, especially when I am somebody who forgets everything that she reads as soon as she closes the book, because everything just, you know, in one ear out the other sometimes, but it's fine. I really like the way that it looks aesthetically, and I love that books are powerful enough to be able to have just so many things that stick out and get me feeling some type of way, whether it's happiness or anger or frustration or whatever. If you don't currently tab your books and would like to start doing so, feel free to use my annotating style or like my annotating key. They're not super like big feelings, but they definitely work for me as I read my happy romance. I will also have the links to these tabs down in the description below. It is an affiliate account, so if you do end up purchasing these or anything using that link, I will get a little bit of a commission at no extra cost to you. But I feel like I'm slowly seeing these sets more frequently on social media, and I think that people are starting to love them, especially when it comes to annotating their books, because they're just so pretty and the colors are just stunning. So that's all I have for this video. Not a super long one. I just wanted to share my tabbing style because it's something that I'm just now getting into within the last year or so, and I love it now. So that's all I have for y'all for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.